Hi, my name is Emily Reese and I'm a career counselor here at Troy University. Today we are going to conclude this series by talking about full-time employment. We will discuss how to go about finding full-time employment, interview tips and tricks, how to prepare for an interview, commonly asked interview questions, and the importance of dressing for success. Most students express a lot of nervousness and anxiety when it comes to the interview process. This is totally understandable, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with interviewing. But through the following tips and tricks, I hope that you are given enough information to help you feel more confident when moving into the interview process. When it comes to interviewing, preparation really is key. There are two main things that you should reflect on before you arrive for an interview. The first is self-exploration. You should think about yourself. What are your values, your interests, your personality, and your skills? How do those relate to you, and how can you translate those into a workplace environment? So think about what's important to you, what are you looking for in a workplace, and what special skills and qualifications can you bring to that employer. Next, you should really spend time researching the company and the position that you're applying for. There is so much information on the internet that there's really no excuse for not having a good understanding of what the company is, what their values are, what their mission statement is, and a really good overview of the job description. Use social media to your advantage. Look up their website, look up their Facebook pages, see what they're about, see what things that they care about, what are they involved with in the community, and really see if you could see yourself fitting into that company culture and environment. Performing well during a job interview can really have a huge part in whether or not you receive the job. Since there's so much information out there about how to interview successfully, employers are really going to expect you to know how to communicate and how to present yourself professionally. With that being said, there are many do's and don'ts that you'll want to be aware of throughout the interviewing process. To begin, you're going to want to be sure that you are dressed professionally and appropriately for the job that you're applying for. You will also want to map out where you're going and how to get there so that way you can be sure to arrive to the interview on time. We suggest arriving about 10 minutes early so that way you're not there super early, but you show that this job is important to you and you know how to get somewhere on time. Once you arrive for your interview, you're going to want to make sure that you are friendly and cordial to everyone that you meet. You never know who you will come in contact with and what part they will play in the decision-making process. Once the interview begins, you will want to introduce yourself and give a firm handshake. Throughout the interview, you should remember to maintain good eye contact while keeping a friendly appearance. You will want to pay attention to the questions that the interviewer is asking. Be sure to use solid examples, but try not to ramble too much and cover too much information with one question. You also want to make sure that you never lie or exaggerate any of your work experience throughout the interview process. You should avoid speaking negatively about any previous or current employer or workplace. You will also want to avoid talking about salary, benefits, or vacation time until after you have been offered the job position. At the end of an interview, you want to be sure that you have questions to ask the interviewers. This shows that you have done your research beforehand and that you're really interested and invested in this position. Be sure to ask questions that will allow you to decide if this workplace environment is a place that you would be a good fit for. Be sure that as the interview is coming to a close, you thank everyone for their time, and afterwards be sure to send a thank you note within 24 hours. This can be a handwritten note or an email, but just something that lets the employer know that you appreciate the time that they took to interview with you and that you're still looking forward to hearing back about the job position. There are several commonly asked questions that you should be prepared for when it comes to an interview. The most important thing to remember is that this is your time to show that you would be a great fit for the company. Remember that it's not all about you and what you can gain from that experience. It's about the skills and qualifications that are unique to you that you can bring that would benefit that company and position. One of the first questions that you can expect is, tell me a little bit about yourself. With this question, be sure that you're keeping all information professional and that you're really answering this question in a light that helps the employer get to know you and if you would be a good fit for the company. You will want to talk about things like what school you went to, your major, and what you hope to accomplish in that position. Why should we hire you? With this question, the employer is really trying to figure out what specific skills and qualifications do you have that set you apart from any other candidate. So think through any experiences that are unique to you and how you can relate those to the position that you're applying for. What is your greatest strength? For this question, you will have already want to have thought about what skills and strengths that you have that you can bring to this position. You'll want to think about something that will be a vital aspect of this position and how what strength you can bring can benefit the company. What is your greatest weakness? For this question, you don't want to share something that could be detrimental to you getting the job. You want to think about a weakness that you have that you're already aware of and that you are working on overcoming. Share that with the employer, but show them that you are taking the steps to overcome that weakness so that way it will not be an obstacle to you in that job position. What is your greatest accomplishment? This is your chance to share with the employer something that you're really proud of. You should choose something from your academic or your athletic accomplishments and share with them why it was important to you and how that will benefit you throughout your time at that company. Why do you want this job? Again, you should have made sure that you've done your research so you can fully answer this question. You should use your research about the company culture and what is unique about them to explain why you're interested in that specific job in that specific company. Describe a conflict or challenge you faced and how you've handled it. For this question, you want to think through any work, academic, or athletic experience that you have in which you have encountered a conflict or a challenge. You don't want to share any negative details, but quickly summarize the situation and what steps you took to overcome that challenge or conflict. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? With this question, the employer is really asking you about your goals. So you want to be sure that you have taken the time to think about your goals and where you see yourself heading in the future. You should answer this question honestly by sharing some details and things that you plan to accomplish in your career. Be careful to share about where you see yourself and with what company, because you want to be sure that you're telling the company that you're interviewing with that you're in it for the long run and that you're really excited about the opportunity with that company. What sets you apart from all the other candidates applying for this position? So again, for this question, you really want to think about any specific skills, qualifications, and accomplishments that are specific to you. What are some things that you have done and some traits that you can bring to the work environment that is special to you, and what will set you apart from any other candidate also applying for that job? Do you have any questions for me? The answer to this question should always be yes. You want to come prepared to the interview with some specific questions that you want to ask the employers. You should have thought about this as you're doing your research. Think about anything that you want clarified from the job description, questions that you have about specific protocols and procedures within the company, and any other question that will show your interest in the job. As athletes, you also have unique experience to bring to the interview process. You want to be sure that you can highlight this throughout the questions that are asked. You should connect your athletic experience to the workplace by discussing things like your time management ability, being a team player, learning from mistakes and failures, and any type of leadership positions that you've been able to hold. Athletes really have a lot of the skills and abilities that employers are looking for. So be sure to translate what you've learned throughout your time as a Troy student athlete, the things that you've learned on the field and in the locker room, and how that translates into the workplace environment and being a team player. Preparation and practice are key when it comes to preparing for an interview. We suggest that you have a mock interview, whether in person with us in the Office of Career Services or using one of our virtual tools such as Big Interview. Through a mock interview experience, you will be able to practice how to answer these commonly asked questions, as well as how to conduct yourself professionally throughout the interview process. Dressing professionally is a big part of the interview process. You want to be sure that you are presenting yourself and making a great first impression. To do this, we suggest that you wear a suit or some other professional business attire. This typically means wearing dark colors like black, navy, or gray, and being sure that you're dressing conservatively. So be careful with your choice of patterns and colors. Make sure that if you're a guy, you wear a tie. Ladies, be careful about the length of your dresses and your skirts. Think about the type of heel that you're wearing. Make sure that it's appropriate and comfortable in case you have to take a tour of the campus or the department. You will also want to be sure that you have a well-groomed appearance. So be careful with your haircut, hairstyles, and any sort of facial hair. You want to keep jewelry to a minimum and make sure that whatever makeup you're wearing enhances your appearance. We offer many tools and resources in the Office of Career Services to assist you in your job search. One of the main tools that we offer is called Handshake. This is our online jobs database where employers are able to post jobs for Troy students to view. Every Troy student automatically has an account using their Troy email address and password. So all you need to do is log in, update your profile, and upload a resume. And then you will be able to search for jobs based on things like location, major, job description, and company. We also offer career fairs and networking opportunities such as virtual information sessions with employers. Be sure to check out our social media pages at Troy U Career for more information on when each of these sessions will take place. As always, we are here to help you in the Office of Career Services. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us for a mock interview or to help you walk through the job search process.